Good morning, friends. It's Thursday, April 2nd, and we are doing story time at POW Gym, where we do most of our classes. I thought it would be a little fun switch up if we did story time here today. And we are gonna do another awesome Dr. Seuss, Oh Say Can You Say. Now this book is a super tongue twister. What do they call it? Oh my brothers, oh my sisters. These are terrible tongue twisters. Tongue twisters are when you have words that are together that the more you say them, the harder they get. So it's a lot of times rhyming words, and it gets harder and harder to say, and especially if you go fast. So let's jump in to Dr. Seuss, Oh Say Can You Say, and I am going to read it this way today so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, here we go. Said a book reading parrot named Hooey. The words in this book are all phooey. When you say them, your lips will make slips and backflips, and your tongue may end up in St. Louis. Do you like fresh fish? It's just fine at Finey's Diner. Finey also has some fresher fish that's fresher and much finer. But his best fish is his freshest fish, and Finney says with pride, the finest fish at Finney's is my freshest fish French fried. So don't order the fresh or fresher fish at Finney's if you're wise. You'll say, fetch me the finest French fried freshest fish that Finey fries. Oh, that was a lot of words. Din Slim. We have a dinosaur named Din. Din's thin. Din doesn't have much skin, and all the bones fell out of his left front shin. Then we have to call in Pinner Blinn, who comes with his handy ship pin bin. With a thin Blinn shinbone pin, Blinn pins Din's shinbone right back in. Holy moly. So there's Blinn with his shin pin bin, so we can pin that shin back together. Bed spreader. Bed spreader spreads on beds. Bread spreader spread butter on bread. And that bed spreader better watch out how he's spreading, or that bread spreader's sure gonna butter his bedding. Ape cakes, grape cakes. As he gobbled the cakes on his plate, the greedy ape said as he ate, the greener green grapes are, the keener keen capes are. To gobble green grapes cakes, they're great. Are you having trouble in saying this stuff? It's really quite easy for me. I just look in the mirror and see what I say, then I just say what I see. Well, I don't think it's that easy. Now let's talk about money. You should leave your groks home when you travel by air. If you take them along, they charge double the fare. And your groks must be packed and locked up in a groks box, which costs much, much more than a little old fox box. It's heaps a lot cheaper to fly with your foxes than waste all your money on boxes for grokses. And what do you think costs more? A simple thimble or a single shingle? A simple thimble could cost less than a single shingle would, I guess. So I think that the single shingle should cost more than the simple thimble would. Oh boy. Eat at Skipper Zips. If you like to eat potato chips and chew pork chops on Clipper ships, I suggest that you chew a few chips and a chop at Skipper Zips Clipper Ship Chip Chop Shop. And if your tongue is getting queasy, don't give up. The next one's easy. That is the coolest pirate ship. I think it's a pirate ship. What do you guys think? You think that's a pirate ship? It looks like one to me. But look at that bridge, you guys. Oh, Dr. Seuss. The Fuddle Nuddlers. There are so many things that you really should know, and that's why I'm bothering telling you so. You should know the first names of the Fuddle Nuddler brothers who like to pile up on the heads of each other. If You start at the top, there are Bipper and Bud, and Skipper and Jipper and Jeffrey and Judd, Horatio, Horace, and Hendricks and Hud. Then come Dinwoody and Dinty and Dud. Also Fitzsimmons and Frederick and Fudd, and Slinky and Stinky and Stewart and Stud, and down at the bottom is poor little Lud. But if Love ever sneezes, his name will be Mud. That's Lud, he's holding up the whole gang. Quack, quack. We have 2 ducks, one blue, one black, and when our blue duck goes quack, quack, our black duck quickly quack, quacks back. The quack's blue quacks make her quite a quacker, but if black is quicker, quacker backer. And speaking of quacks, reminds me of cracks and stacks and sacks and shacks and snacks. So, oh, say, can you say I have cracks in my shack, I have smoke in my sack, I think there's a snack in the sack of my back. There's his snack in the back of his pack. West beast, east beast. Oh, I know this one's gonna be tough. This is gonna be a tough one. Upon an island hard to reach, the east beast sits upon his beach. Upon the west beach sits west beast. Each beast thinks he's the best beast. Which beast is best? Well, I thought at first that east was best and the west was worse, and I looked again from west to the east, and I liked the beast on the east beach least. Woo. Okay, Pete Pat's pigs. Pete Briggs Pat's pigs. Briggs Pat's pink pigs. Briggs Pat's big pigs. Don't ask me why, it doesn't matter. Pete Briggs is a pink pig, big pig patter. Pete Briggs pats his pink pigs all day. Don't ask me why, I cannot say. Then Pete puts his patted pigs away in his Pete Briggs pink pig, big pig's pig pen. Fritz and Fred. Fritz needs Fred, and Fred needs Fritz. Fritz feeds Fred, and Fred feeds Fritz. Fred feeds Fritz with Ritzy Fred food. Fritz feeds Fred with Ritzy Fritz food. And Fritz, when fed, has often said, I'm a Fred fed Fritz. Fred's a Fritz fed Fred. Does this make sense to any of you guys? I hope you understand it. How to tell a glotz from a glotz? Well, the glotz, you will notice, has lots of black spots. The klotz is quite different with lots of black dots. But the big problem is that the spots on a glotz are about the same size as the dots on the klotz. So you will first have to spot who the one with the dots is. Then it's easy to tell who the klotz or the glotz is. Can you tell which ones are spots and which ones are dots? Can you tell which one's a glotz and which one's a klotz? What would you rather be when you grow up? Ooh. A cop in a cop's cap, or a cupcake cook in a cupcake cook's cap, or a fat flapjack flapper in a flat flapjack cap? Or if you think you don't like cops' caps, flapjack flappers, or cupcake cooks' caps, maybe you're one of those choosy chaps who likes cookie captain's caps, perhaps. Cook's cap, cop cap, hat, and there is the cookie captain's cap, perhaps, hat. I like his hat. More about Blinn, oh brother. Well, when Blinn comes home tired from his work pinning shins, the happiest hour of old Blinn's day begins. Mr. Blinn is the father of musical twins, who's tucking twin instruments under twin chins, lull their daddy to sleep with the twin Blinn violins. And oh, say you can say, far away in Berlin, a musical urchin named Gretchen von Schwinn has a blue-footed, true-footed, trick-fingered, slick-fingered, six-fingered, six-stringered tin twin mandolin. All right, to all my twins out there watching, this one's for you. That's you, Emerson and Kyle. Rope, soap, hoop, soap. If you hope to wash soup off a rope, simply scrub it with a scrope. Scrope is so strong that no rope is too long, but if you should wish to wash soup off a hoop, I suggest that it's best to let your whole silly souped up hoop soak in a soapy Cooper's Super Soup Off Hoop Soak Suds. Merry Christmas Mush. One year we had a Christmas brunch with Merry Christmas mush to munch, but I don't think you'd care for such. We didn't like to munch much. And speaking of Christmas, here are some great gifts to give your daddy if your daddy's name is Jim, and if Jim swims and if Jim is slim. And perfect Christmas gift for him is a set of Slim Jim swim fins. But if your daddy's name is Dwight, and he looks to look at birds at night, the gift for Dwight that might be right is a bright Dwight bird flight night sight light. There's Jim and Dwight, so if you are an Office fan, you will also think that this is silly. But never give your daddy a walrus. This is our last one, friends. A walrus with whiskers is not a good pet, and a walrus which whispers is worse even yet. When a walrus whispers through tough, rough, wet whiskers, your poor daddy's ear will get blisters and bliskers. And that's almost enough of such stuff for one day. One more and you're finished. Oh, say, can you say? P.S. and in case you missed it, do not miss it any longer. Dr. Seuss's Fox and Socks makes twisted tongues much stronger. Whew. Oh, say, can you say? If you have this book at home, you should go try to read it because it is really silly and funny and really difficult to say if you're saying it quickly. And thank you so much for joining me at Storytime at POW Gym today. I can't wait to see you guys again next time.